I just got rejected again, and it's because I didn't do any steps in this video. How to kiss her on the first date without getting rejected. I will be teaching you the steps required to ensure you get that kiss on the first date. And watch until the end because you cannot skip steps here. They are all fundamental. Step number 1 is to show intent at the beginning of the date. It all starts with the beginning. And if you start off the date on a very friendly premise and you don't show intent to the girl, then you're only making it that much harder to make a move later on. By intent, I just mean you verbally telling the girl that you are attracted to her. This can be done in many different ways, but the true test of knowing if this is intent or not intent is to ask yourself, could you say this to a friend? Could you say this to a family member? If you cannot say it to a friend or a family member and it can only be said to a woman, then that's intent. I used to just compliment girls on their eyes, their smile, or just call them cute. A pro tip here is to make sure that you say this in a flirty manner. You don't want to just say this seriously. Hey, your eyes look amazing today. That doesn't come off flirty. Hey, I really like your eyes. That comes off more flirtatious. This reminds me of a story I have where I went on a date with this girl and I did not show intent at the beginning. And the entire date, I felt like I was thinking of, okay, maybe now I can show intent. Maybe now I can flirt. Maybe now I can try to touch her shoulder, XYZ, whatever. And I ended up just never making the move because the more time that goes by without you showing intent, the more pressure you feel and the more pressure she feels. The more it's a big deal. It's not a big deal, so just show it at the beginning. And after you show that, the next crucial step is to make sure you sit next to her. Being on a first date and having a girl sit across from you like this, and you guys are just talking like as if it was some interview, will ensure the date feels more formal and less sexy. And it also just makes it much harder to initiate physicality. What I recommend is you call the place ahead of time and you ensure there's a position in the restaurant, the bar, the location where you can sit next to her. And then from there, when you are sitting next to her, don't be afraid to initiate physicality. If you want to kiss this girl on the first date, you have to be able to start some light touching. It could be as simple as touching her shoulder or maybe even giving her a nudge on the arm. If this is no physicality, then kissing is probably right here. And a lot of you men will make the mistake of just staying on this level of no touching, no physicality, and then just jumping at the girl at the end of the date. That will always lead to rejection because going from 0 to 100 is not how women operate. They are more like ovens that will be slowly turned on. Men always make this mistake because we are kind of like a light switch. So after things are already a little bit touchy and you showed intent, the next step here would be to make sure to start leading her to many different locations. The more locations, the better because it makes the girl more comfortable with you. It also makes the girl trust in your lead more, which is very important because the kiss is a lead. You are going to lead her into kissing you. It's not an ask. It's not something you're trying to get from her. It's something you are leading her into. The entire seduction and dating process is a lead in itself. At one point in my life, back when I was living in Jersey, I was dating many women every week. I remember at my most, I dated at least 3-4 girls every week. And since my goal was to get better at dating, I didn't have much variety in every date. I ran the same date structure with every single girl because this actually allowed me to look back on dates and see the failure points. I would find common trends and thus make adjustments. One time I remembered I would try to get the girl home, but sometimes she wouldn't want to. And when I look back on my dates, I realized it made sense. I would meet them at the bar and then I would try to take them back maybe like an hour and a half after that. All the consistent no's made me think I must be doing something wrong. One adjustment I made was to add more leads into my date structure. I would meet girls outside my house, I would bring them inside, I would show them around each room, and then I would take them to the first date spot. And then from there, I had 2 options in mind. Either we're going straight back after, or if she's not ready yet, then we're going somewhere else that's close to my house. And then I will try to take her back. These multiple location changes really made it so I could really pull girls home easily. And to make the kiss even more easy, the next step, close the distance. What will ultimately determine if you kissed a girl is how comfortable do you feel the girl is with your face close up to hers. If kissing was like a math equation, then you need to understand one of the most important variables is how close is your face to hers without her feeling uncomfortable. The way you will make a girl comfortable with your face closer to hers is simply by having your face closer to hers more times throughout the date. It doesn't mean you have to try to kiss her, it just means you have to get closer to her face more often. The more you can do this with her just seeing that you're actually not pouncing on her will make her more comfortable. What you will notice a lot of the times is that girls will break their eye contact as you get closer to their face. That just means they're not ready to be kissed. But if you keep having this dynamic movement along with the previous steps, then the girl will eventually hold the eye contact. And that's when you start to do the next step, which is to phase shift. A phase shift means you are changing your energy from whatever it was currently at into a more sexy, calm, seductive energy. Guys, imagine if I'm talking like this to a girl and I'm having a conversation and like I get close to her face and I'm still talking like this to the girl. You think I would do that? That's crazy. That doesn't allow for the vibe to be built up. Talking like this will build a certain vibe with a girl, but talking more like this will build a different vibe with a girl. And that is what phase shifting is, which is your focus gets away from trying to build a fun vibe and it goes into more of a sexy vibe. Simply put, you lower your volume, you slow down, you have a deeper voice, and you smirk. Also, you will notice that my eyes aren't as open when I'm doing that. And now that we're talking like this, the final step, the kiss itself. If you've done all the previous steps, this will be the easiest step to do. But you can still fuck this up. And the biggest way I see men fucking up is they kiss the girl and then they just keep on kissing her. If the first time you kiss a girl, you just keep on kissing, what you will find is most of the time, eventually the girl will stop you. In fact, you will probably trigger some resistance within her. You never want the girl to stop you. Instead, you want to be stopping the girl. You want to be the man here. You want to be the leader. You want to be in charge. So what I always tell men is when you kiss a girl, you want to kiss her once, maybe twice, and then that's it. And then you pull away and act like nothing happened. And of course, later on, you want to kiss her again. But the idea is you want her to feel that space. You want her to want to kiss you again. If you drown her in kissing, she's not going to want it from you. Think of it like food. When you have a bunch of food in your stomach, do you want food? No, it actually sounds horrible. It sounds repulsive. But when you're starving, you would do anything for that food. So when I give her a little bit of my affection and then I take it back, she's going to want it more. But if I drown her in it, she's not going to want it at all. And now that we've gotten that first kiss, obviously there's more to dating. And if you really want to level up in this area of your life and your overall self-development, link in my description to work with me one-on-one. Have a great day, everyone. Peace out.